Hello, this is Debraas Love 1 Healer Tarot 9 here on YouTube. This is a storyline reading as far as the twins, because I did one from, I don't know, a month ago. If it's been that long, I would have to look back on my page to see, on my channel. But I saw that their family was on the news, and it's been like at least 3 weeks ago. I think it says dated for that, and they really want some answers because it's just looking like there's no answers, and they are still saying the law and whoever else in charge is saying that the twins committed suicide, in which I don't believe that myself at all. And I don't believe they rode up to some mountains. There's no reason for them that rode there either. So it's too many inconsistencies. It's too much stuff wrong. So where's the footage, all of the footage of where they were? Because it was said that they was at like a gas station. All of that footage. As far as where those mountains at, it should be some kind of footage. Because if something happens to anybody that go, if that's a tourist place, a place that people go and visit, there should be cameras around for people's safety. So it should be some kind of cameras around in case of people's safety. If they get harmed, you can look at a camera and see what happened to them. You know, things like that. Because the man who went to take pictures, they wasn't scenery. So why is he taking pictures and putting it on Facebook like it was scenery? Like they were a piece of scenery. So this town, county, or whatever place this was, those people there are racist. I don't care if they have black people that live there or not, they still are racist. So whoever the black people are that live there probably walk on eggshells just to keep the peace. Now, there's a card sitting right here. I turned my head and I see this. This card right here is a double Jesus miracle card. It means you gotta have faith over all because you need a double Jesus miracle. That simply means two miracles put together. Not just one, but two. This card means it's impossible to survive. This card means it's intentional. So it was made intentional. It was made impossible for them to survive. Going up to that mountain, they didn't just ride up to a mountain just to be riding up to a mountain. What purpose was that? They was pretty much lured there by gunpoint. I feel by gunpoint. And it was made impossible for them to survive. Because if they didn't have any weapon to protect themselves, it was impossible. And if it was more than one man giving them a hard time, it still was impossible for them to survive. That man who took the pictures, he just was able to go to jail for the day or half the day or whatever happened. And I guess get a fine or whatever's going on, and he back home. Why was he up there? Did they ask any of those questions? Well, why was you up there? And if you was up there, why didn't you just call the law right away? Why are you taking pictures, putting on Facebook? That's the kind of thing that people used to do back then in slavery times. Or the kind of things people do when they're trying to prove to somebody and make somebody look like they less than, or put somebody on exhibit. So this man was putting them on exhibit. He sat there and took pictures of them and put it on Facebook like it was something to see, a good sight to see or something. Why didn't he just call the police? And why didn't he call the police in some kind of ambulance? Why didn't he? Did they ask him that? No. You know why? Because all of those people know each other and they all stand for the same thing, racism. That's why a black life meant nothing to those people there at that town or county or wherever this was. They was all in cahoots. That means all of them is racist. That's why they didn't feel it was necessary to dig in to find out what happened to these 2 teenagers. They was just gonna just blame it on themselves. I don't know if they thought somebody was born yesterday or what, but I'm quite sure that none of his family members, their family members was born yesterday. That means believe what they're saying. So let's just put this card down first because I see it. Okay, so, okay. Let me take the next card that's looking at me. A man know he was wrong. Morally, he know he was wrong. The man who murdered them, and I'm talking about right now that man who took the pictures, God say morally, that man know he was wrong. But he didn't care about morals, right? And the person who murdered them, morally know that person was wrong. But then whoever decided to make the big decision that it shouldn't be no kind of deep down investigation and hold somebody accountable and just decided they killed themselves, that person know morally, you know you wrong, God says, okay? So, my name is Debraas Love, 1 Hill to Row 9 here on YouTube. This is a storyline reading for the Lewis twins. I did one already maybe 2 months ago, a month and a half, or whenever it might have been. But this one right here, Lord, I want to focus on the murderer. I want to focus on the murderer, and I want to focus on the court system there, the law, the court system, anybody in charge there at that county, that city, or wherever they were. See what kind of, we already see what kind of minds these people have. Racist minds. Right? But the murderer, that's the one I want to focus on. That one right there. And is any change going to happen? Because when I sit down here to do the storyline, I heard PIA. So I had to look that up. So some kind of way maybe they're going to be dealing with a PIA. The family going to be dealing with a PIA. Anything as far as the PIA. Okay? So let's just roll. Let me take some cards. The Lewis twins. That's what I call them because I didn't know how to pronounce their names. So instead of me saying their names wrong the whole time, I'm going to say the Lewis twins. Because I like the sound of that. Okay? Because my name was said wrong majority of my life by people who didn't know me. Business people, teachers, or whoever. And I had to correct people. Because I don't like my name being said wrong, personally. And once I tell you, you're not going to keep calling me the wrong name when I tell you what my name is. Because I'm going to look at that as you trying to be smart. You're trying to be ignorant. So I'd rather just stick with the 2 teenagers, the Lewis twins. They know Mr. Debraas Love 1 mean well. They know that. Hopefully they'll come in my mind and I have a vision of them. Whoops, wait. Okay, it's daylight. Daylight. What kind of clothes they had on? Do any of them have one? Do any of them have like a stripe? Like going across stripes? It's daylight. think they talking to somebody. So that's talking to somebody. Well, I don't know. I just know it's daylight. Let me just start the cards in there. I just saw the word communicate. So it's backing up what I said, because I just said it's talking and I saw the word communicate. But I wiggled too fast, so I can't get it until it come back up again. Okay, my cards make a lot of noise, so bear with me. Okay. Tell me your story. Culprit. Tell me your story. Because I know the Lost Twins story, because I said it already, last storyline. And this is for the culprit universe. Tell me about this culprit. Tell me about him. Tell the world about him. Okay, Mama. Okay, let's go. Tell the world about him, universe. Tell the world about this culprit. What if it was 2 of them? You know how many it was. I'm going to focus on one right now. Because 2 of them didn't have to do the shooting unless one person shot and another one shot. Let's just go. Okay, oops. Maybe they were saying that they was innocent as far as something, or maybe he gonna say he innocent, right? And maybe he wants some loving treatment from the law, right? Or maybe they were saying that they was innocent of something he was accusing them of, right? And they wanted loving treatment from him, and that means kindness. Get what I'm saying, okay? I'm talking about this culprit universe. I want that culprit on this table. I want to know something about him. If God give me the card, if God give me any kind of, because in the last storyline I did, the person was of service, and the person had a symbol on the clothing, right? So this, if anything come out like that, I'm gonna look at it that it's somebody who has a major position. Okay, people of service. You know what that means, right? Okay, universe, you know all about it. I hear the time is up. Time is up. An investigation to happen, every bit of paperwork to come out that need to come out, every piece of camera footage, because their lives matter. Okay, let's just flow. Universe, you know all about it. You know all about it. Okay, where's that card? This one right here. The twins needed God to intervene to save their lives as far as dealing with this person here. It could have been 1 person, 2 people, up to 15 people, whoever it was. It's called party guests on here, but they wasn't party guests, but it was whoever it was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how many it was, 6, whoever it was. They wanted loving treatment. They wanted care. Follow me. God had to intervene to make it where these people have a soft heart. Or I can turn the card around and say that whoever this culprit is going to be facing a jury. That's 12 people, right? Then we had that extra one, right? Then we have the lawyer, and then we had the judge, make 15. And this culprit going to want some loving treatment, because he's going to insist that he's innocent, okay? Here's the card. He going to want to go home, right, with this card, right? But at the time, they wanted to go home. Right, so we got jobs on here. So they had to go look on a computer for jobs, if they're looking for jobs any kind of way, because my last storyline says that they was connected to somebody as far as a job that they no longer wanted to do, okay? But we hear the people in that town, that county, they need to do their jobs. And don't just sit there and rule that somebody killed themselves being lazy and not wanting to do what you have to do and you're supposed to do, because it's a black life. And I'm saying it because people racist there. And that's just the bottom line. My last storyline let me know that. So we have right here that a man was going to stand front and center. We got 205502. A man was going to stand front and center. whoever he is, right? So we might have 2 men, or we got somebody else, a lawyer or whoever, I don't know. Or somebody's going to stand front and center maybe to stand up for them or what, I don't know yet, okay? Because whoever did this put the twins in the sewer. That means ended their life, treated them like trash. You get my drift, right? On the other side, the twins wanted to mend it. Get what I'm saying? Get along, fix the situation. But this side up mean that it's like you throw your garbage in the gutter outside. You don't want it, right? That's how they treat it now. Whoever this is. Do your ex love you? Do it matter? Okay? So I'm going to change the card a little bit. For the twins, whoever this culprit is, some kind of way they knew from a job or whatever, but they wanted the person to care. So the card said, do this person love them? But we're going to say, do this ex-boss or whoever this man is, ex-friend or ex-boss, like them? But God's saying right here, do it even matter? Or we can turn it around to the culprit, where he's saying it don't matter. He don't care nothing about if he liked them or anything. His mind was on what it was on. He took some kind of shortcut, some kind of way to get to them, or he put his hand on them. Check touching. So let's just flow. Oh, shucks. So we have right here that they was going to be brave. They was going to be brave. They wasn't going to be acting like a chick. Or he might have told them, be brave, don't act like a chick. But he might then say chick. Right? He might have said a cuss word instead of chick. Right? So we have biracial. So I'm going to put, and it say one, single. So some kind of way, it might have been just one man, or one of the twins that the person really had the problem with, maybe. Don't have to be. Let's see. He moved fast on it, whoever this person is, to do whatever, because this person was a lover of money. A pusher of money means you'll kill your own mother, your newborn baby, set your house on fire. That's how much you love money, okay? Because this person had continued consideration for the masses, but the twins did also, because the twins was earth angels, right? But this person here had continued consideration for the masses in a negative way. That means this person a pusher of money. That means this person could be a drug dealer. This person could be a trafficking person. This person could be anything negative. Get my drift? Whoever this is, but dealing with the masses. Okay, or this person got a job where he dealing with the masses. You know what that means? You dealing with all kind of people on a regular basis, the masses. Oh. Okay. So he wanted them to sow a seed out of their pain and just keep it up. Okay, let's go slow. The twins was a people pleaser, and they had to know that their words had power. Okay, let's go. Okay, do I take these? Oh, they dropped. Let me take these. They dropped. Okay, let's blow. This culprit wanted the twins to collaborate with him, but God told the twins, anything that's rushed is not worth taking, twins, right? So we have right here, for the twins, God told them it's time to stop settling, twins. Because God letting them know, we grow like plants. You got to get everything that you need. Because you like a plant. You can't settle for this crap with this person over here with some job. So they spectated and they challenged that and decided they no longer wanted that job, looking at something superficial. around green leafy foliage. Some kind of way there's around some kind of green leafy foliage. At one point, they had to be the best kings they could be, right? So they was young. They had to be the best prince they could be, because they was young. And they had to stay in that princeship. How about that instead of kingship? What could be kingship? You need to take it to the judge only. So they had a problem, this man, with this man. It says you're fussing with a cop. So this person, if this person wasn't an actual cop, this person was some kind of leader, somebody of authority. Get what it's saying? They need to take it to the judge, right? Because this next card says that it was beyond you. That means it was beyond them. They couldn't do nothing with whoever this person is. They needed to take it to the courthouse because it was beyond them. Or leave it in God's hands because it's something they could do. Because this person was going to test it first. This person wanted to test them first. Test it first. Follow me? Because this person was nagging them about money business. I told you this person to push up money. Stop letting the ex hurt them and worry them in their lives about money business. This person ain't an ex-lover or nothing like that. This person is a person who they was working for. Follow me? It's a fighting brother-in-laws. Okay, so over non-important things. So I'm gonna say him and his brother, both brothers, they wasn't fighting, they might was fussing. As far as the in-laws would be whoever this man is. They is fussing or maybe fighting with whoever this person is. Both brothers. Something online was going to conclude soon. So he wanted them to do something online as far as a job. He might have been doing videos or whatever this man was up to, because he make money any kind of way. Okay. This say divorce on the card, but I'm going to turn it for the twins. Why cheat when you can get a divorce? So I'm going to change this for the twins. Why cheat when you can get a divorce? So for them, getting a divorce for them would be quitting this job that they had with this culprit, whoever he is. Because whoever this culprit is was cheating maybe out of their money or whatever he was doing. Follow me? And they was just going to have to cope with it once they just get away. Because here we have another card. So this got a cop on it, but it don't have to be a cop. It could just be a leader. Remember, right? It's a blue-eyed brother. That means the cops. But it could be just a leader. It's some kind of person of service. Period. Right? Boss. Leader. Somebody of service. Somebody that's a leader. Somebody is considered a leader. Whoever it is, if it's not a cop, okay? So we have that they was being patted down by this person. If not patted down, they got robbed by this person. If not that, the person just put their hands on them, period. They was gathering up the world, bringing in the happiness, both of these teenagers, because they were earth angel people. God have here to help people. So whoever this man is was trying to price things to butter them up. That means he was trying to give them a certain amount of money, some kind of way to make them come back to this job, or he was trying to give them a certain amount period that he owed them, but not giving them the right amount or whatever was going on here. The next one is a gun card. That's why I feel with my last storyline, I feel this person had a gun on them. They was taken by force, I feel. They didn't just go up to some mountain on their own. They say plunging in with the Dellinger. The Dellinger is a gun for you people who young enough to not know that. Right? Or we can just say the man plunged in to take his shot, right? Or he plunged in with a gun, like the card says, right? So what? It's flattering, right? There's on the battlefield. She knows the truth. She's not innocent at all. So if not a female that know the truth and she not innocent in it all, we dealing with a male, whoever he is. And that would be the man who did what he did, or somebody else in general. Universe, you know all about it. They had to get back to what God created them to be in life and stop letting the world speak for them and start talking for themselves now, God says, right? So our friend is so jealous of them. So we have somebody who's so jealous of them, and that would be the man who they working for. Or we got somebody else. They wanted to be secure, and they had to check their minds, or they did check their minds, right? So they had to accept anything. Strike that. They had to accept what they could not change, right? And acknowledge their wrongs in the situation and don't expect it from this man, whoever he is. Accept what they did wrong and deal with that, right? Because they had to check their minds. So we have right here that something was suspensible. Follow me? Okay. So we have right here, we have right here that they might have said to this man, what do you want? Or he might have said to them, was they going to do what he wanted done? Or they might have said what this card says, what do you want? The next side says that light a candle for him or her. So this is a life card right here behind it. What is life to you? So he lit a candle for them, right? And then the next one is what is life? That's a death card. So we have right here, are you free? So he wanted them to do what he wanted them to do, but they wasn't trying to do it because it's like they quit. So he looking at that he free himself because he feel he struck a touchdown because they could tell on him, right? So we got two death cards right there. So this man, a sorry excuse for a grown-up. I don't like when grown-ups do things to kids. Sorry excuse. So we dealing with competition at work because it was work. We're dealing with work. This was work. I said that before. Dealing with this grown man. Trying to silence them and get their mouth shut so they won't tell. They had to be strong, tough, and handsome and know when to make the right moves, and they was making the right moves to get away from this job here that they had with this person. Okay? If it hurts, they was going to voice it. So they're going to be considerate of their partner. So I'm not selfish because I want a whole man, a whole woman. So for them, I'm going to say, they saying that they not selfish because they want a decent job. Right? I'm going to change the card around for them. So there's being considerate of each other. Right? So both of them decided they was going to make that change. So it says right here, now it is vital for them to get on that path, God says. And then once they did it, God would turn the card around and it says, yes, you're on your path. So with them getting on the plane and things like that, they would be getting on that path. They was almost there, but they were stopped. Follow me? So we have right here that I promise you a stable home life. Always safe here. So with this card right here, that they probably was thinking in their minds that they wasn't safe. I promise you a stable home life. Are we safe here? They got to thinking about their safety. Are we safe here? Listen to what I'm saying, right? This man wanted to sit down and talk. Some kind of break time because he trying to promise them that everything would be alright. They wanted to clarify things and let him know that choosing them first was the best choice because they walked away from who this person is. There's going to be fearless. And they was talking to God. Universe, speak to me and lead me to my way. Follow me? So we had right here that God said they had to get away from the snakes. They was keeping the snakes alive. these people over here, 1 man, 2 men, or how many it was, they was letting the snakes get under their skin, and God said you had to get away from the snakes, right? Because it says, help me get a job. It says, help me get a job, your brother says. So some kind of way, they was involved in the job with this man, so maybe they decided to quit. And their mind was thinking about they're going to get another kind of job. They talked amongst each other. Because this card says, help me get a job, your brother said. So one of the brothers said to the other, as far as I'm getting another job in general, you will as long as he put in all he can also. So with this card, his brother, one brother to the other, is thinking and talking like they was going to try to get another job. So both of them was going to put all they can put in to make it happen where they can get another job. Not just one of them, but both of them. Both of them was finished with this man here. There's in their feelings. No. This culprit was in his feelings and he's going to go get them. Because he felt like it was harvest time because something was on the computer. Something needed to be completed. Get what I'm saying? He might be doing videos or whatever this man was doing. You know what I mean? The card says that. That's why I'm saying that. You know what I mean? It was harvest time for this man. He wanted them to what? This card say take it. Take what? It's a joyous. So you're going to hear me say it was harvest time and he wanted them to take it. A joyous occasion. Okay? So we have right here that the twins wanted this man to lift his heart, right? Because he had a cold heart, this person. You cannot control another person's grief. So this is the twin side. So this man was trying to control their feelings, whatever they was feeling like. But he can't do that. But they wanted him to lift his heart because he had a cold heart. So we got number 2. Could have been 2 of them. So we have right here that our preliminary hearing. About property or something like that. So maybe the family going to be able to get something from the courthouse. I hope so. Camera footage, whatever it is they need. Okay? Or we dealing with this culprit. They couldn't go take that to the judge and say anything as far as this job because this man would be in trouble or 2 men and it wouldn't look good. Okay? So let's just flow. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to end it. I don't want it to last for so long. Let me see. What time it is? This is going. Whoa. They had to get away from the thieves. These people was thieves, stealing their innocence, their youth, anything good about them, right? You know you must drop them. That's what God said. Drop it, right? Drop it. Drop them. Okay, universe, you know all about it. Universe, you know all about it. Thank you. Thank you. One more. Stop. Okay. In here. Okay. If you love money, is your money, but for them, with this man who they're working for, they need to cut the ties with him, some boss or whoever he was. Their money wasn't their money was his money. Get my direct. It's like you go work somewhere, right? And then your boss is like controlling the money and not even paying you the money that you're supposed to get because he look at, wait a minute, this is my money, even though you didn't work all day or all week. So let me just take some more. I'm going to try not to have it too long. I thought I had it for, okay. Okay. So it's 11 o'clock, so I don't know, universe, you know about it. The twins, the Lewis twins. Okay, we got right here that the Lewis twins could have testified against these people. They could have testified. There's the card testify, a place setter. That means sit down and testify. Universe. Oh, look at the killing card. God, this the killing card. This a direct card where they ain't killing own self. This card right here, if I ain't had no cards go on the table last time I did it to this time, I got it now to let me know exactly they didn't do this to themselves, because this is a killing card. Stop the killing people, especially babies. God talking out to somebody. God not talking to the Lewis twins. God talking to somebody who did some killing, okay? And they was considered babies to whoever this is. We talking about kids, okay? Here, God, that was a sure thing, because they had somber pain at that time dealing with whoever this is, because whoever this is wanted to enjoy the summer breeze and wanted to chat up a storm, or was chatting up a storm, but temperatures was rising right here where it was out of control. We must control ourselves, right? Your life is your own. This is the Lord's twins card. Your life is your own. Don't force it on me, right? So I'm going to say don't force it on us, because it was two of them, right? It's for the family. You got to choose you eventually, because oppression do not last a lifetime. God said this real life. This not snowballs and no snowballs and lollipops, because they was earth angel people, both of them. Here's the angel journey God had for them to have a good life. Getting on that plane would have been the best thing they ever done. Serene love. Because this culprit decided to stick a fork in them. This culprit chose to do that, but they chose to stick a fork in that job they had. Get what I'm saying? The family is going to get the truth out of that story otherwise, okay? So let me just move these cards. I'm going to pause for a minute because I made it too cool in here. I can't tolerate it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see, where were we? Let's see. Okay, the next card is number 7. Something could have happened at 7. Yeah, it was a friend among them that wanted them to fall, but the friend was this man here, this culprit, because they had cold feet. They wanted a peace treaty. So we have help was a minute away for them, because they're dealing with something cognizable. So we have them talking to God inside their minds. God, please save me. Don't blame each other for the loss. So we have the law and whoever else. Listen to what this card is saying. Don't blame each other for the loss. The law and whoever else it is at that town or county is trying to blame them for their loss. But God, you hear what God's saying to them. Don't blame each other for the loss, because people out here trying to blame them, each of them, for the loss of their lives, and that's not true. They didn't do anything to themselves, so they pinpointed it, whatever it was, and they complained about it with this man. So we got the Cupcake Exchange as a trapping king card, right? So this man had them hooked up with some kind of job where he might have had them doing whatever online, or his plans was some kind of way to get him in trafficking, or whatever the heck he was going to do, or it was some kind of job where it was a lot of girls coming through, whatever this is. Okay, let's flow. During the trying times, a Pisces was judging, or somebody who was a water sign, or somebody in their emotions, right? So something became, let me say, it was challenging. That's why we can't make it, the twins and whoever this man is, because they was antsy at a place, at a job, at the mountains, or at the airport, or wherever they were, right? Because I'll be waiting, drive in my direction. So this man might have told them to drive his direction for a minute. He might was standing somewhere, or they were standing somewhere, however you want to take it. Somebody did some driving in the other person's direction, get what I'm saying? I'll be waiting. Or this man wanted them to be waiting, or they was waiting. He might have said he had money for them, so they was waiting to get their money maybe, or however this flowing. Because something was going to be on the internet, the portal, the internet, cell phone, or whatever, right? Because this man wanted them to do some kind of job, and it consisted of being online. You can feel the daggers from his eyes on them. They could feel the daggers. Get what I'm saying? Jealousy. They wasn't in a room. They was outside, I feel. So jealousy wasn't in a room. It was, I'm going to say it was in their area. Let's see. Tell me if you're a woman. So we got some kind of way they might have wanted them to be connected with, like I said on my last one, some kind of videos, gay videos, or any kind of videos or whatever. Some kind of video, something online. You might can't see it because it's probably under whatever name it's under or wherever it's at, so you can't just right out see it and know where it's at. Tell me if you are a woman. So we got somebody who, that's a trans, for people got to be a trans or something like that. If you got to, you can't tell if it's a woman, it must be a person look like that maybe, or somebody was trying to, wanted to know if one of them was gay or whatever's going on here with this man. Okay, so we have right here, this person wanted to seal a deal right here. This is a marriage card though, so I'm going to turn it around to a job. This person wanted positive vibes to seal a deal with them. Follow me? Because they're dealing with a nearby place. So the nearby place would be wherever, a nearby place, wherever the job was. I don't know where the job was, someplace. So it says right here, it was quaint time. So we got a pool, we got any body of water. Pool time. The person could have an actual swimming pool. They were standing somewhere, or they was in their emotions, or the person was in his emotions. Let's flow a little bit even more. Because this person was upset with them walking up and down the street, or whichever direction he's walking, he's good and mad with them because they wasn't giving in. Because God wanted them to have a wise mind. Don't go in fast like a sailor. Twins have a wise mind. So this person was like a monster and was corny to them because some information that they got motivated them, right? Or information he got motivated him to see, to make him the monster, because he saw that they no longer wanted to do this job that he had set, that was going, that had a certain time stamped on it for online. Get what I'm saying? Because he was opinionized if they was work worthy. And in this story not simply mean will they do the job, because he trying to get them to do this job and he having a hard time with them giving in and they backing out or whatever's going on. So we got number 12, number 21, number 3. Could have been 3 people, could have been just 1, could have been 2. Somebody put them in 21. Let's just go. Yeah, because they was banking on the twins. We got 211 or 112. Right? Take it however it goes when it comes down to the numbers. They wanted to test them. They had beautiful feelings as far as this job they had set up. I'm talking about the culprit now. And then they wanted it to be a good test score. Get what I'm saying? But then they wasn't going with it. Get what I'm saying? They wasn't going with it. That's all I can tell you. So we have right here that they might have been 1 or 2 culprits, or whoever it is was trying to get them to give in. Right? To do it again one more time, or whatever they might have been saying, but they wasn't giving in. So if I turn it around to the twins, this is a negative, because that means that they was begging for their life. Get what I'm saying? Spare me. Okay, so universe, you know all about it for the twins. You know all about it, universe, for the twins. Is it going to be some justice for the twins, universe? Is this culprit or culprits going to be jailed? Is it going to be where the information is found that need to be found, and they not try to sweep their lives underneath the rug like they're a piece of trash? Because God brought out in the first set of cards that whoever this man is treated, just put them in a sewer. You put trash in a sewer. You put garbage in a sewer. They wasn't garbage. Okay? And you was racist, so you seem to think black lives is trash for some reason. I don't know. You need to come off of that though. That stuff been going too long with all that racist stuff. You need to come out of that stuff. Last I checked, God made all of us man and woman. Everybody had different colors to them. And really, all the colors was beautiful, all put together. God don't make mistakes. God don't make junk. God don't make junk. We don't decide nobody junk. God don't make junk. God make jewels. And they were jewels. You made it seem like that life was like a cigarette that you can just stomp out on the ground. Like a piece of paper you can just throw in the garbage. Like, oh, well, I don't want that no more. Oh, they don't deserve to live their life because they don't want to do what you want. Sir, you need to go behind bars. You and your buddies, your cronies, or whoever you had with you. And I just want some cards to come out, God, to show me one more. Whoever in your town that's in charge for them to do what they're supposed to do, and that is their job, and get all the information needed to get you behind bars where you belong. And stop taking up for you, because you being taken up for, period. I'm saying it because if it was a black person who did something to a white person, and I'm saying it, somebody would be behind bars, or they would be still looking for the person. And I know that for a fact, because I'm a black person, and I know that's how it goes, especially with people of color, period. So no, sir. No, I think so. You're not be treating God's precious children like a piece of garbage. Okay, let's see. What did I just see down here? I saw something down here. What did I see, universe? Here you are. You was becoming unhinged, upset, because you ain't like the idea that things wasn't going like you wanted to go. And here's the next card. You needed to simmer down because you wanted your needs met, because they wasn't giving in on what you wanted. Right? So it was unusual. They was dealing with a spectrum, dealing with you, right? So you wanted to be justice for sure, because bread was required, right? Because you was going to do whatever you were going to do with this job or whatever, and make some bread, right? You know what that is, some dough, right? You decided you was done with them. You were done, right? Because they wasn't giving in to you, right? We are true friends. Nah, they wasn't friends with you. They were no true friends to them, right? So we have right here that you're going to say you sorry. but you meant to do what you did. Okay, so we got right here, G-O-A-T, GOAT, right? So whoever you are, you might think you're the greatest of all times, maybe because you got away with this so far. Or you might think your skin is the greatest from all times because you is a racist, right? Okay, so you was curious, or they was curious, or whatever's going on with this curious, because you got cheating ways and they shouldn't settle for less, God says, right? So it says right here that it's going to take a miracle to make you a felon. But God can do any and everything but fail, sir. So we hear right here that they wanted to meet new people, and they might have met you, or you might have wanted some new people to hook up in your trafficking thing, or whatever you got going on online, or whatever this is, right? Personalities. Or they just wanted to get away from that job they had with you. Okay? You had cheating ways, not paying on that money, or whatever was going on with you. So God told them it was their time to rise. It's your turn to rise, twins. Right? That's just what I'm trying to end it. That's it. So we have abuse. Okay, God calling it love, right? But they didn't love the culprit, but they liked the culprit because this was a boss, or whoever this man is, or two of them. Okay, it was fake love. It was fake liking, right? By this boss. Get what I'm saying? Where did they get that behavior at? Strike that. Wait. Yeah, abuse showed it was fake love, fake liking of them, right? Whoever this boss is. So here is this culprit. Give me a reason why I should take you back. So let's just say he's saying, give me a reason why I should let you two live. Turn it around, right? Give me a reason why I should let you two live. So that's what he's saying. I'm fighting my feelings, but I want to let them rise. And he let his feelings rise because that's what he did. So the next card is, are you married, or do you have a chick on the side? So with this card right here, I'm going to say, because I got to turn cards around in this storyline. Married in this storyline would be that this culprit wanted them to join with him as far as a job. So married in this storyline means you coming back to work. You joining with me for this job. Right? Or do you have another job you're going to, or anything like that? So I had to turn the card around with that right there. So I'm trying to end it off. Universe, you know about it. So we have that this culprit, he knew that he was not adequate. He is being in competition with them. And in this storyline, it just means he was fussing with them. Because so be it. They was dealing with a counselor, somebody who controls, advises, and it was this boss. Because the card says who did it. But really, I'm going to turn it around. And they wanted to know, will they do it, right? What he want done. Because he's acting salty with them, or they was talking back to him, because we got the jobs card. He needed to act in the ways he wanted to be treated, because his talent, skills, and experiences is out here, right? So he need to get a job, and don't try to have them doing a job for him to make him money. So it's a in-laws, but I'm going to change it to friends, bosses, or whatever. People at work cause drama, right? You'll have to see through. And don't fall for the bait. They needed not to fall for the bait. So we got a I love you card. So I'm going to take this out to his parents. I love you forever. This is from the twins to the parents. I'll love you forever. Mommy, daddy, family. Be bold and brave in this thing. Okay? So let's just say. So we got a Tuesday or whatever day of the week that this culprit was going to come get them, the two twins. Okay? But for the twins, it was over with the caravan. So in this storyline, this simply means with that job that they had with this man. Okay? So some kind of way, they went somewhere where you eat at. They went somewhere where you eat. So I heard they went to a gas station. So when you go to a gas station, they have all kind of snacks because that's how it is where I live. They got different stuff. Some might have hot dogs, whatever they got in there, right? They want it equal and they want it fairness. Follow me? So it is obvious that somebody knows something. And they definitely be more than one person knows something. So crying, know you on mine. So we're going to turn this around for this culprit. He wasn't crying, but he was like fussing or talking a lot. And know you on mine just simply means he wanted them to come back to work for him, right? The power to hold on is slipping, right? Because he was trying to get them to give in. So we have right here the sun. Sun means joy, right? So the sun is life. The sun is joy. It was 3 obstacles as far as the lost twins. So I don't know if it was 3 people or 3 obstacles. The man himself, a gun he was holding, or whatever else. I don't know. Or we had 3 obstacles as far as the family getting justice or whatever this is. So we can turn it around because this card says sun is life, right? So they said, I don't know if that's true though, unless I look it up, that town or wherever they was at was some sundown town. I don't know if that's true, if it's not. But this card says sun, and it says life at the bottom, right? Sun is life. So if that's true, I'm going to twist this card around a little bit and say that they didn't value, or this man didn't value the lost twins' life because that's the kind of town it is. Right? Because here's the sun, right? And I told you that means joy. They wasn't going to be putting out joy, and they wasn't going to stand up for the lost twins because they felt like they didn't belong there anyway. So in the surroundings of the lost twins, it was talking. So we had this culprit and whoever else was just a culprit. They wasn't just by themselves. So we have right here the change of address. So they was leaving. They left home or left the airport or left the gas station or whatever they left. This right here is a change of address card, meaning that you kind of in limbo for a minute. You're not home. You're not where you supposed to be going at, but you're not home either. You in transition, like some kind of way, right? They wanted loyal out of this culprit. Or the culprit wanted loyal out of them, seem like. So, this is the biggest betrayal. This is the biggest betrayal of abuse of a young mind. And they hate young minds. I'm going to put S on it because there's 2 of them. This is the biggest betrayal of abuse of young minds. Right? They might have wanted them to be hooked to some female, a relationship. They might wanted them to do some video with some woman. Don't have to be. I'm looking at this right, so let's see. Or should I take these cards out? Whoever this man is, he might have, well, he is a child abuser. Because whoever he is, he abused and murdered these lost twins. He might be a stepfather. He might be a father in general. You must check before bringing or marrying any man. So I'm gonna turn this for the lost twins. They had to check really good before getting a job with this man. Follow me? Getting engaged, being in a job with this man, because this man was a child abuser. Because murdering them, you're a child abuser. Having them do all kind of stuff that they shouldn't be doing underage as a child abuser. Because the law said at 18 that you're an adult. But that don't make a lot of sense. Because you can't even buy a drink at 21. What sense do that make? How are you an adult and you can't buy a drink? Think about how that even sounds. You're 21 and you can't buy a drink. You got no business being like saying you're an adult at 18 but you can't buy a drink. You gotta wait till 21. That don't go together, right? So let's just say, what is this? What is this? What is? Let's see. She is. I don't know who she is. So should I take this out? So let me just leave that alone for a minute because that's throwing me a little bit. Because they're saying something about a lady is dead, but I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't even know. That's all I was trying to figure that card out. Trying to make it out. Okay, God will help them, but they had to listen to God. Come on and go to that training class to help them, put them in place. So they had to take forward steps to go forward and get away from this job, and it seemed like they was, right? This man wanted them to wean themselves from their social skills, from whatever they was getting ready to do right then, and come back his direction. But they also needed to wean themselves from that job and get away from a social skill. It was what you call a social skill they needed to get rid of because it wasn't good. It's one God wanted to change, whatever it is, or somebody wanted to change, right? So we have right here dismantled. So a connection was dismantled between the twins and this boss of theirs, this man, right? So next card says, look with 2 eyes and what do you see? A mirror is meant to tell them the truth because they dismantled from a social skill. God said that they need to wean themselves from it. That is this job with this man, this abusive person here that abused the 2 teenagers by murdering them if he didn't do anything else. But he wanted them to do something online or whatever this is. You know they do videos and all kind of stuff out here today. So if you're a grown up looking at me, you know that you heard that kind of stuff before. That's not something that's foreign. They wanted their freedom. This card right here, freedom, right? So Aquarius is going to be true. I'm an Aquarius and I am being true. But we might have one of the twins, I don't know what their sign was, they might have been acting like an Aquarius at the time they wanted their freedom. And they was getting their freedom because they was going another direction from whatever this job was. But this man didn't like it, I'm telling you, because he had plans on making money, right? So he decided with this card that they was a turncoat and he was gonna pluck them. Right? And pluck them mean get rid of them. So he didn't ring their doorbell or anything, right? But he saw them somewhere. He saw them somewhere. He didn't ring their doorbell unless they were sitting in that car and he came to the car or whatever. I don't know, but some kind of way he came to where they was. And he wanted to shackle them down. And that's what he did. Right? There will be an inheritance or fund or trust he wants you to have. Brother will leave you money. So brother will leave you money, trust fund. There will be an inheritance or fund trust he So this man, he might was trying to tell him about he's going to pay him some money or whatever, right? Whatever it was, or something was going to be in a bank for him, or he was going to make sure something get in a bank for him. Or maybe one of the brothers. Let's say brother will leave you money. Let's just see something. So we dealing with a place, don't have to be Pennsylvania, don't have to be none of them places, right? But I just say the back of the card sometimes. So we dealing with a place, another place besides that other place though. So maybe I can use this as online, whatever it got a name to it online, maybe whatever they was, maybe whatever, some kind of website I feel online, it got whatever name to it, it probably got music to it and everything. And he might was trying to tell them that they was going to be having some money. Let me see, evidence shows that it was all about money. This card says spousal support, but it just means that regular money. So money that's going to be getting from doing whatever job with this man, or money he was going to be getting. He didn't notice that they was of a different caliber. So he wanted to make them a certain kind of way. You know how somebody, if you ain't a drug addict and you get a boyfriend who is one and he want to make you one, it's like they was a certain kind of way, but whoever this man is, he trying to make them another kind of way. It's like somebody trying to have you indulge in something you don't even do, instead of just going finding somebody who is like whatever he want. Right? So we have right here that he do plenty of good, God says, whoever this man is, but he being kept up in his wrong. So whoever he is, he do plenty of good. Get what God's saying. He do plenty of good. He's somebody of service. He do plenty of good. But he can't be helped up in his wrong, God says. God know who this man is. If God could reach out and just say his name to me, I'd say his name, but God got to tell me his name, right? 25. So we got number 25, number 52, number 7, number 14, number 41. Could be ages, don't have to be. Follow me? So this man wanted to unwant what he felt needed to go. And that would be the Lord's twins at the time, because lights was flashing. And they needed to see the lights. Unless we dealing with a cop car and lights was flashing. And they wanted to unwant what needed to go, and they wanted to get away from the car. So if it ain't a cop car with the lights flashing, that just simply mean whoever the person is, lights was flashing. It could be gunshots, or it could be gunshots because the person felt like they needed to go. So lights was flashing, sparks from the gun or whatever. Take it however it's going. So no matter their climb, they're going to keep God front and center. So they weren't going to be talked down to because they showed their emotions. So he talked down to them because they're showing their emotions. So in the winter time, they might have been doing some kind of work with this person, whoever it was, because no more base conditions as far as growing money. So they was doing some kind of job with this person in the winter time. It wasn't base conditions, it was whatever job it was. Number 15, number 1, number 6. So he wanted them to be calm, or they was being calm, but some kind of way it was some money that got number 14, 41, 14, 100, 1400, 4100, 500. Take it however it's going, okay? Money was going to be made, or he was making money, this man. They should not let him drag them down with him. So we have right here, you are not wanted because of your truth, your appearance, or your sound. So they was African American, And he wanted them because of their appearance, how they sound, their appearance. He wanted them because of that. Follow me? So it says right here, neighbor wants you out of the community. So if they ran into somebody and the person wanted them out of the community, they was in a community they usually don't be in. But we also can say that there's a neighbor who wanted them in a community, and the community just simply stands for, in this storyline, the job this man trying to get them to come to, because he liked their appearance, their sound and all, because, and the way they was, because he was trying to make something happen online, because this job, he wanted something different. Remember the card you hear me say, fresh personalities, meet new people, wanted something different than whatever his regular stuff is. But God said for them not to let this man drag them down with him. Right? So he didn't give them the money that they supposed to have been getting. Speak about how you're getting money all the time. I don't know if their family members asked them how they was getting money or anything like that. I don't know if there's borrowing from their family, from their in-laws, or I don't know if their family was asking them where they was getting money from all the time. I don't really know as far as this last card. But it says it's going to take a miracle to make this person a felon, because he do plenty of good, and he's somebody who works with the masses. Get what God's saying. Who works with the masses. What jobs where they work with the masses. And they consider they do good or whatever, right? But God said, you can't keep coming up in his wrong. Okay, let me see what time it is. Oh yeah, I gotta get ready to go up. Let's just see. Okay, I don't see the jail card for him, Lord, and I want to see the jail card for this person. This person wanted jail. Okay, universe. Okay. They need to drop their burdens, because was he a God-like boss? Because he wanted to sit down some kind of way, and he was spending some time with them some kind of way. So he might have asked them, can they help him with something right then, or he can help them with something, or he was going to give them their money, or whatever lie he might have told right then. And they might have went whichever direction with him, because they thought they was going to get their money, or something about can they help him. So with this card right here, that he was waiting for a move to be made, and we got a sage. Don't have to be a sage or a Virgo, but adventurous like a sage, business-minded like a Virgo. He might have said, well, I got your money, or he wanted them to make the move, but they wasn't making the move, and then he made a move and did something against them, or him and somebody else. Or we have that they wasn't making the move that he wanted made. They wasn't trying to help him, because it seemed like they was getting away from this man that they already did. The thing is, some kind of way he ran into them, or whatever happened. They ran into him some way. I don't know if it was at the gas station or what. Now, if that card come out where it said a place with glass, I'm going to think that they ran into him at the gas station. But I just want a jail card to see if this person wanted jail, or a court card. I need something that makes it seem like they're going to get justice. Because we want justice for the twins. We want justice for the twins. Here's a gun card. Okay, so a gun was pulled on them. They was wounded and they was murdered. Oh my goodness, and here they twins. Goodness gracious, here the twin card. T-W-I-N. They was boy twins, not girl twins. Oh my goodness, God knows them. There's the card. Okay, let's flow. Okay, universe, you know all about it. Okay, I'm trying to end it now. He might have told them they had one more time to mess up with him, or they was going to be in trouble. he had a checkered past, and they might have been looking at the positives in him. So he popped up on them. Here's a card. He popped up on them wherever they were. White foods need to go for them, for him, or whoever. They had to be sure before they drove somewhere, or he was trying to be sure before he drove somewhere. He popped up on them, though. This man, wherever they were, he popped up somewhere. They wanted to be secure, and they needed to just tell this man. So here we have the card again. Either they stole from him, or they stole from him. I don't feel they stole from him. I'm saying it wrong. My mistake. I'm so sorry, family. No, I'm saying it the wrong way. He stole from them by not giving them all their money, or some kind of way. They was raped, one of them at least. It say, is the rape my fault? Is the theft my fault? They didn't take nothing from this man because they barely was getting their money. This as well. Because they could prosecute in the last one, they could prosecute. And ain't no way this man wanted them to be quitting their job and leaving and stuff because they could tell. He tried to insult their intelligence. He's sitting at the table. Let's just say, I'm trying to see what it is. Is this man going to jail, going to court, anything as far as any justice for the twins? Okay, that's fine. Okay, thank you, and again, sorry, blessing. Twins, Lord's twins. Okay. I see they looking out at water, look like. They looking at water. They wasn't around water, but they looking at water. They looking at the water. I wonder why they looking at the water. Maybe that stands for they was in their emotions, maybe. Or maybe this man lived by water. Or maybe the job was by water. That they was the place, actual place. Because they was at some place, I think. But something was being done online. Let me just see. I didn't stop in the middle of. Maybe this man got a swimming pool or anything. Okay, one more. Okay. Yeah. Something was flimsy. Maybe a story told or whatever. They was put to torment because maybe somebody went on a kitty cat mission. You know how cats are, they sneaky. Somebody aimed for it and they went after the Lost twins. The Lost twins just wanted peace, God says right here, but they was coupled off with Satan. They needed a blessing from God right here with their card. Everybody know a group of people, whoever they may be, the townspeople or whoever it is, people who's working a job or whatever. Everybody know, except them. Or everybody knows something about them as far as some job they had, but can they cope with it? Because this person cheapened their life, whoever he is. They was jet setting and it was juicy. So at the time period when they was had this job, they was fine with the job. But then some kind of way they decided they was leaving that job because they wasn't getting paid right or what was going on, or they just wanted out. Or at this time period, this juicy and jet setting just simply mean when they left to go to the airport or coming out the gas station, they was in a good mood. Take it however it goes. But they were God people because God's saying it right here, earth angel people. So I don't know if they got something to drink or whatever they did from the gas station. One of them might have thought something was funny. Follow me? So we got Aquarius again. So I don't know if this man Aquarius who we talking about or was they Aquarius. I don't know. But maybe this man got a son. Maybe their parents is an Aquarius. One of them Aquarius. Or we just got that there's a man, whoever he is, in an Aquarius. And he got a son or an air sign. Because it keep coming out with the Aquarius sign. Okay. Okay. There's going to, we have right here that they was going to get happy. Follow me. Because the card saying, I'm gone for good. They was going to be gone for good. Right away from this job they had with this man, and they was going to get happy. But we got to turn it around to the culprit. the culprit felt like he was going to get happy because the twins was gone for good because they couldn't tell on him. But the culprit don't know that the twins can talk through the cards and tell Debraas Love one certain things, right? And God can tell me, right? The twins should never lower their standards, God says, because this man won't care for them the right way. So let's just flow. Because this culprit, this boss of theirs they had, was saying, are you ready? Because he was trying to take things back. Let's say old times, right? He wanted them to go back to whatever job they was doing, right? He was picking on them, laser focused on picking on them, trying to get them to come back, trying to get them to give in, comply, whatever he was trying to make happen, and they wasn't going with it. And you know that made him mad because it's messing with his money, right? He wanted them to get chummy with a support group, and that would be the rest of the employees he got working for him. Or we got some kind of way the family might get chummy with a support group, court, jail, or whoever they might be talking to, right? So we have right here that I like you but not that much to be used. So the twins, they refused to be used by this man any longer, right? Because he wasn't giving them their money or what was going on. Don't let others put their burdens on you. So God didn't want them to let this employer put his burdens on them because he didn't care. They was devastated by this person here. They was the land stalling and putting off of leaving there or leaving the job that they had with this man, or as far as giving in to what he was saying. And that was getting on his nerves because he got isolated. Strike that. They got isolated by him because the card says, why did I believe you? That means that he isolated them somewhere. We got 26, 62, or number. What number? 8, right? Somebody got something on the skin. They had deep feelings. Somebody got something on the skin. This culprit could have something on the skin. Scars, gunshot wounds, burns, eczema, bumps, freckles, dimples, piercings, cuts, whatever is on him, rashes, whatever is on him, okay? Anywhere on his body. What else could he have on him that I ain't named? Freckles, whatever he got. Okay, he is keeping his ears closed to the twins. He wanted them to admit that they was wrong. He wanted them to say, I admit, I'm going to do it, you right. Because they was keeping their ears closed to him. But then he decided to keep his ears closed to them when he saw that he had enough of them not giving in. After we moved, then what? Are you divorced or playing house? So these are romantic cards, but I'm twisting them around with certain cards. So, are you divorced? So this card right here just simply means that them leaving the job and all, right? They feeling like they leaving the job. So he asking them, are you still going to stay away from the job? Or are you just playing house? Is you just going to help a little bit, or you just coming back to work again? Anything like that? After we move in, then what? The eyes was watery. They were saying things in slow motion, but universe was driven to guide them to the path for where they go, because they had to refuse to stay in a puddle. And a puddle would be having a job with this man. That's considered a puddle, a place that they could not thrive in. Get what I'm saying? Nobody likes to be wet. right? We gotta get in that dry place, right? So there's an agreement with him at one point, right here. But I think they wanted him to come back to it or keep their agreement or whatever this is. So right here, they needed a center of love. A center of love is counseling. If not counseling, a lawyer, right? So we have the next card is ducking wouldn't help them because he was good and hot with them, the culprit. So we have with this one, wear the shield of honor and the helmet of strong for the best option for them. They have to wear that because he is good and hot, this person. So I don't know if they eat fish, veggies, fruit, or peanuts or herbs. God said it was good for them if they wasn't allergic. So I just want to know, I'm trying to end it now because, let me see. What time is it? Oh, shucks. I'm really trying to end it. Okay. So we have right here that he wasn't going to be the hermit. I'm not going to be your hermit. You're not going to keep me hidden while you shine. So for this man, I feel like he didn't want them to shine because they was going on about their business. And that would make him the hermit where he left behind. Follow me? Shouting. He needs to clear his mind, but they need to clear their mind. Because they didn't. So let's say wrap it up every time. So he wanted, so they had to wrap it up every time when they was like doing whatever job this is with this man. Wrap it up every time and just pray about things that it go good or whatever. Anything like that. They had to learn all their lessons needed, God says, because they had to beam to express their spirituality. Because they needed to see their worth and their ambition. And it wasn't with this man and whatever job he had. So we have one of them, because their uncle said that one was going to see his girlfriend, right? So we got a name on here. It's a female, so it says search for. It's just a name, right? It's not his girlfriend name, but I'm going to throw the name out just to try to read the card. So one of them was searching for his girlfriend, I'm going to say right on it. Follow me? Because that's a female name. So we have right here that charges to the account. Stuff was out of control. So maybe, as far as, maybe they wasn't getting all of that pay or something like that. Because it's like charging to the account. So they might wasn't getting all of their pay, or this man, whoever he is, he put a lot of money out some kind of way with whatever he was doing on the side, where everything was ran up and he needed them to fall through, where they backed out of a deal or backed out of whatever this is as far as his job, and he feel he put too much money out on the line. So this next card is stop being sneaky about money. So he was being sneaky about money. So here we got another card here, but this for the twins, I feel. They would give a penny for his thoughts because they had heartfelt tears going on. So on a Saturday or whatever day of the week, they was going to make a move. It was going to be a good time for them to make whatever move, whatever day it was. And they was going to spring into their life mission like a Leo. They was going to be the center of attention and choose themselves and make some moves to get away and stay away from whoever this man is. This man was a boss. Follow me? He could be a fire sign. They could have been any fire sign or earth sign. Don't have to be. I'm just throwing it out because I said, I'm still trying to see. God say they was pioneers, but he was chipping away at them. So I still don't see where anything as far as him with court or jail. I'm gonna do one more table of cards and I'm gonna quit it. Okay, that's a lot of cards. Okay, universe, is he going to court? I mean, is he going to jail? I need to see something really powerful like that. Is he going to jail? This man, is he? Bear with me. I'm going to take some cards out. Let God lead me every step of the way. Take that one too. here, 4/4. Took full advantage. They wanted to go home. This card said, I want to go home again. They wanted to go home again and see their family. I just want to go home again. I'm not saying it like the card's supposed to be said right. It's like, imagine yourself, you somewhere, and you is terrified. I just want to go home again. I can't say I can't imagine with them how they felt right then at that time period. Because one time in my life when I was younger, 19 years old. Wait a minute, was they 19 too? So I was 19 too. I thought I was getting ready to be murdered by somebody. It was like I saw everything. Like when they say you get to thinking all kind of ways where you get to seeing everything. That's how my mind was going. And it was like I was preparing myself in my mind. And when the person decided not to do whatever to me, I couldn't even snap out of it. It took me a while to snap out of it because it was like I was in shock, if that makes sense. So I can imagine it's a terrible feeling to know that somebody is trying to kill you and they right there and they planning on doing it. It's a terrible feeling. But with this man, whoever he is, this person has to be arrested. I'm hoping God put something on the table for this person. This card said, I just want to go home again. But like I said, their feelings was deeper than how I'm saying it. I'm just reading the card. But imagine if it was you and you were somewhere where you don't know if you're going to live from one second to the next. Imagine yourself with this card. But imagine. Okay? God said that they could reach out for help, but they couldn't reach out for help. Wasn't nobody to reach out to because of everybody racist like this person was. There's nobody to reach out to. So, because here it is right here. They didn't want to do something. They were saying, no. No, I can't. No, I won't. No. And the man barged in with rage, trying to make them do what he wanted them to do. It was face to face. He was face to face with them. Face to face. That's what this card means. Talking to them, asking them. Let's say ask, face to face. It was time to come clean. He wanted them to say that they was going to do what he wanted, and they was not going with it. It is okay to let this person, what it says, okay to let go. The person going to always know you cared. You lost yourself. See, this is them with their job. They didn't hate this person or nothing like that. They just wanted to go on about their business. Because God said it's okay, Lois twins, to let this person go. This person's going to know that you like the person. They ain't had no hard feelings with this person. But God says right here that they lost their self. And they saw that they lost their self. And they decided, no more. I'm moving on with my life. I'm changing up. And you can do that. They was thinking a Philly way. They like style. Like having fun, like young people do. They're dealing with a creep. God calling this man a creep. That diminished them. God said this person a creep. And here it is again. He a dusty to go with it. Will he even come up to par? And he didn't come up to par. Anytime you sitting there trying to lure young people and tear their lives down. But he is trying to look at them that way. It's amazing how somebody tried to turn it around and make you look like you ain't nobody, but they the ones that's nobody, right? He was gift seeking from them. He was. But he need to filter his ways, God says, because they're feeling protected by this man, right? That they was okay with this person, but that was a book of lies. You know what that means when you accumulate stuff over the years or the months and think it's true, and that stuff is just a book of lies. That stuff ain't true. Follow me? It was a mirage in their mind. Tension-filled times. A mirage in their mind during the time with this man. Everything was coming about because tension came with this man. Tension-filled time. Because they was hope-struck at one point. That's how they even got involved with this person, right? How much and how far will they go to grow? So they got involved, but then some kind of way they wanted out. And he needed them to go a little bit further because he was hope-struck also. And he stepped it up, I guess, right? And they ain't want no parts of whatever he was stepping it up to. So their soul was crying out for a conclusion, but his was also because he needed them to comply. He was no cleaner than they are. Covering up won't work. They covering up this man, it won't work because this man is no cleaner than them. I know he think white is better or whatever's going on, but sir, no, you no cleaner than nobody else, okay? He is looking at what was ahead. If they was a wildcat, that means loose, promiscuous, or is they a go-getter as far as work where they get the job done, right? The next one is this one right here. No more. I'm ready. So they were saying no. They don't wanna, right? They still saying no. But then he was tired of dealing with them. He was saying no more. I'm ready. I'm ready for you to do what I want you to do. And they weren't giving in. And that's how it was going. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully, no more disturbances. Let's just see. Universe, you know all about. Oh, what is this last card? Okay, this one says that. Yeah, no more. I'm ready. So, this boss, or more than one of them, was deciding that they was tired, or this one person was tired of them saying no to him, because they was dealing with the big boys, and they was an antelope to the big boys, right? Because the big boys rock, right? So the big boys in this storyline is this man, whoever he is, some person who was a boss to them, right? Had something going on online or whatever he was doing. So the big boys represent a lot of different people. I really don't feel like naming all of them, but the big boy stands for a lot of boys. Your boss, the judge, the lawyer, a cop, a gang member, a drug dealer, your man, your husband, your teacher. It could be any man who dominating and controlling you, right, at the time. Because whoever was looking at them is their good fortune. Are you my good fortune, right, to make some money? But they need to look at all the details in the situation because they didn't. And they need to be bold about it because something was a pandemic where it was repeating. They was doing over and over and they didn't like it. Because they was ready for real love to be treated decent and they wasn't. Right? Can you love me right? Can you like me right? Can you treat me right? Anything like that, decent. And they're ready for to be treated decent. Because in due time, they need to speak up about their money, evidently, that they must wasn't getting. So he is jealous of their stability. So it says right here, if only he had did more with his own life, maybe he wouldn't be, I guess, coming after them. So they was going to get straight to the point, eye-to-eye contact, no biting their tongue with this man, right? Because knowing all money is green. See, this is a bad card right here. This means when you making money the bad ways, God don't want you to make money. Drug dealing, prostitution, whatever. Name anything negative you think God don't like. Anything. That's what this man was wanting them to do. Whatever it was. Whatever he had them to do. I can't tell you unless I see some different things on the table to tell me. Right? I can't say exact, right? But finally they're in a safe and happy place. I can say that because they were God, right? So this man right here was considered their teacher, their boss. And he wanted them to pass the test, but they didn't pass the test. Remember, they weren't doing what he said. Because they wanted to focus on themselves now and just do what they wanted to do, right? And get away from their job. So we got number 7337. Or number 10. It was an overblown act. What was done to the lost twins? Get what God's saying? This man might play the guitar, violin, or might be in a band, might like music, might buy a guitar, a violin, or anything like that. Whoever he is, because they needed to look at things clearly. Look at least 3 times before signing anything, or they might have to look 3 times, and then they might have saw him. Or something is on camera. Something on camera somewhere. If the family can see all the camera footage from every which way, something is on the camera. So we have right here, the Kingster card is a drug dealer card, but is any boss, okay? If it's not a drug dealer, any boss. They want to supersize with. So at that time period back then, before they decided they didn't want to do it no more, they had a job with this man, supersize. But at that time period, he wanted them to supersize. And that means take a job with him again, and they wasn't going that direction. Okay, let's flow. I'm trying to. Tension came about. They plugged into tension with this man that needed to filter it. Okay. So I'm going to fill the table up one more time. And if it don't come out, the jail card and stuff like that, I'm just going to leave it alone. And hopefully something good won't happen as far as them. They're thinking about God in the back of their mind. So we got to keep going front and center. Because it already says it's going to take a miracle to make him a felon. With the first batch or whenever I said, because this man is somebody who do plenty of good, but they need not keep him up in his wrong. I don't care what he do good. Anybody else, they do wrong, they have to pay the price and get in trouble. He's no better than nobody else. God knows he thinks his skin color is better than everybody. So that's a bad thing right there, him thinking that. But then if you got a position where he just doing anything he want to do and getting away with it, make it even worse. Okay, I'm trying to I'm gonna hopefully this man, oh shoot, I dropped something and I don't even know what it was. Okay, let's see. I don't know. I'm not even gonna mess with them. I don't know which one it was. I'm gonna fill this table up and I'm gonna be done. So we're gonna leave it to God. That he thought he was gonna lose his job. They can make him lose his job because they go and tell him. But the thing is, they can go tell, but you still have to have the right people because, see, here's a race. Is it my race? There's a race card in my hand. Thank you, Lord, in advance for the blessing. Thank you, Lord. Okay, let me look and see if God got any jail cards in here, because I'm getting ready to end it with this batch right here. I'm going to end it with this batch. It's like I'm ready to end it. Okay, let's just see. Let me just see if any jail cards in here, any kind of one. Because I got a lot of cards, and so far I don't see even one of them. Let's see. They want their parent, they want their mother right here. They want their mama right there. Justice, deep. Okay, I don't know if that's going to be, I mean, I can take that as some kind of something going to happen. Because this card right here says there's going to be justice for sure against somebody who don't look like them. And it say European on this card. So I can take it that way if that's what it actually going to stand for. I really want a jail card. I personally want a jail card, but I take that. That'll work for me. It truly will. Let's just see. Let's just flow. He was angry. This person here, this culprit, right? So we have, what is this? Trying to call family. So this man, this culprit might be trying to call a family and anybody connected to the case. Fools, right? Or try to look at them as fools, like they don't know what's going on. Like they gonna believe that their loved ones just murdered themselves. He gonna want to be getting out of jail. Or they just wanted to get from in the presence of this man. So it's activity on the phone, but the phone locked, destroyed, or anything like that on that phone or on his man's, right? So we have right here that there's resistance because this man wasn't all there. They wasn't trying to go the direction this man wanted, this culprit, because he was crushing on them. It was a no-no, right? And the crushing, I'm just going to say he was trying to get them to comply and come back to that job that he had. Okay, but it says that he thought they was cute. It say brothers, right? So we have right here that they need to leave this boss, this ex in the past, this man. They're trying to stay calm, follow me? One of them might like to color pink. So they had to beware of any distractions. let's not argue. They didn't want to argue about nothing. So he was talking about a house number, anything like that, or he wanted them to come to a house number or whatever this is. He wanted no more ain'ts out of them. So they refused to leave a neighborhood or a family. So they wasn't going to refuse to leave a neighborhood or a family because one of them at least was getting on a plane, or maybe both of them. So they wasn't refusing. So we have right here that they was going to give this man, they was going to give this man back anything that belonged to him. And they was going, it say back to school, but I don't know if they was going to school or anything like that. But it said, give me my key back. And somebody was going back to school. So it don't have to be that they was going to school. They just was going somewhere. Right? Let's see. So we have the no more what is this? Your outcome for a better future is to have no more conquest and love of business for them. They need to go ahead and begin in their life, right? So they're traveling at night some kind of way. But he wanted them to yield for a second. He was afraid he was going to lose his job or lose them in general. Because they wasn't trying to come back that direction. So he fought with them physically, mentally, verbally, financially, or however. Or he murdered them, and that's what was a fight in this too, because he was assisting on a period of time with them. So love must flow from both sides. Being nice, that is, right, in this storyline. It is his turn to prove to them that he could be nice and decent or whatever, right? So don't let what they seek more in their life. So they couldn't find it. So God telling them in this storyline what they seek as far as a job with this man, they couldn't find it. It would just get them in trouble, right? So they had to go another direction. So they wanted their mother right here. So don't let what you seek more in your life. You can't find it. And then the next one is, it's senseless to find my mother. They wanted their mother. They wanted their mother right here. Because they felt stuck some kind of way. Follow me? They felt a certain way right there with that card. So do you really believe what you hear as far as faith, or believe in God? So I see keys 2 times. So I don't know. Did they have that car with them, or something about keys? Because I saw keys on that car and keys on that card and this card. Something about keys. Somebody had keys. Somebody had some keys. Something about keys here. So we have let's just see. When was you going to tell me I wouldn't have known this about you? So maybe as far as, maybe they didn't tell the boss that they wanted to leave. Maybe they just was leaving on their own or something like that. Because it say, when was you going to tell me I wouldn't have known this about you? So they shouldn't believe in man's word, but only God's word. They didn't want them to break up, they didn't want them to quit. I got to change the cards because this not merged, so I had to break up. I had to change it up to break up and merge. They not happy, so I got to change it and said that they wasn't happy. They was gonna quit and disconnect from this job. Okay, I got to change it around. So we got brother was. I don't know if this man got a wife or what. I don't know who this man got. He might got a brother himself. Brother was lying on my wife. So he might got a wife or a brother his own. So I don't know. So he got 310. Let me see, I'm trying to get this right. Okay, so we have right here, my thoughts count. God said, why did they allow this man to mold them? Okay, so they had to, it's like 3 key cards here. What's going on? Didn't I just say, the red one? That's just love. Self-love is key. They got to challenge it. I think it's really 3 key cards. I'm looking at keys. There's something about the keys. That's the second key on. I think another one in my hand. Somebody was going to be eating some kind of meat with sauce on it, or cherries, or cinnamon, or whatever, or wings. Are you ashamed of me? When are you coming back home? I miss you. So I'm going to change this around. This man wanted them to come back to that job, right? And then he wanted to know, was they ashamed of the job that they had. So we have right here, and this man was flirting with one of these teenagers, one or the other, right? So, well, it is useless to fight about it. Come on, let me show you the town. This would be the culprit. We don't need to fight about nothing. Let's just go ahead and let me show you the town. Let's just talk about this thing. He is going to do what make them feel better and make them feel good. But they were also. So there's achy and it varied, because they was keeping their options open, and that means they was going somewhere else, and they ain't want no more parts of whatever this job is. So we have right here that this is the nurse and the doctor. So one of them was going to see a doctor or a nurse, or this man was going to see a doctor or a nurse, or he might be married to a doctor or a nurse, or something about the medical field. Doctor or nurse, anything as far as a doctor or nurse, the medical field. So we have right here, there's an honorable time, check, date checked, date and time check. Next one is, he opened up something and it was juicy, whatever it might have been, something to drink, or whatever it was. I just don't know. I don't like to guess. Unfortunately, something that smelled right to the twins. So we have right here that he wanted joint custody with the twins. That means he wanted them to collaborate and be in agreement with him, because he liked hugging them, he liked being friends with them, he liked connecting with them or whatever, because comfort was key. Oh my goodness, what's going on with the key cards? Oh my goodness, this is wow. I thought I saw that. This is wow. If I could turn my camera on and let you see all of these key cards, but I just don't. I'm not dressed like I want. It's like a lot of keys going on. What's going on? Something was about the keys. This another key card. He is looking for his keys to serve him. Looking for his money and his keys to serve him. And then you just heard me say comfort is key. And then the one next to that is self-love is key. Then the one up here is giving back the key and going back to school. That's 4 key cards. What's something going on? Something was going on with the keys. Something about keys. So maybe if they said that I'd already say the mountain, the park or whatever it was, the mountain or whatever they said it was. If they said that it had like keys, you had to open it up with keys. This man had keys, because I got 4 key cards coming on the table. Okay, so we have God's number of grace. Something was on the computer. They was working with something on the computer. He was, or something is on the computer. However, they wanted structure. They got stung though by this man. God wanted them to create a miracle for themselves. God was going to test them, and I feel they was going away and they was going to make something happen for themselves, something different than this stuff here with this man. Because he did not like their ways, or they didn't like his ways. So he not an uncle, but he is older than them. Right? So it's saying uncle fights my dad. So we can't say that uncle fight their dad. I'm just going to say that this man is old enough to be their uncle, but it's somebody else that works at the place too, and they fuss among each other, maybe anything like that. Okay, so we have that number 4. They had to adapt and accept defeat because they were salary driven, and life journey was calling for them not to be salary driven. They had to proceed with caution because they had to build a path. God said to build wherever it was God was saying, right? So they had to get ready to adjust to the household or whoever this culprit is, right? Because if he a father, he getting locked up, or he got locked up before. Maybe he got locked up already for the twins. I don't know. Because he looked at race, right? Because for the twins, is it my race? Yeah, it was their race. We dealing with something factual. Yeah, it was his race. Because it was going to be some justice for sure against somebody who didn't look like him. And it said European on his card. Taper it, right? So this card is so he just was connected to them for money, just trying to make money. Because it said that he really don't like them. Hates the children. He really didn't like them because he got race problems. It's like when people trying to use you for money. I hate when people do that. Use people for money. Hate that. Okay, so okay, I said I was gonna quit. Let me see what the timing is, because I went longer than I planned. Let's just see what the timing is. Oh shucks, it's almost 2 hours, but they worth it. They worth it. I love young people. They worth it. I don't see the jail, neither one of my jail cards. I didn't even see the court card. I didn't even see the court card. Let me try one more time. Well, let's see. They had to rely only on themselves to elevate themselves because they was dealing with this man that was in this timid state, the rough rider. They was moving to rougher matters. We got number 18 or number 9. Universe and all about it. So they see it now. He had backyard ways of thinking, and that is racist in his storyline. So we have right here, life itself is like a jigsaw puzzle for the twins. So it says right here, are you just forcing themselves to cope with the hurt? But God said, why did they ask themselves, why did they hold on so long dealing with this man? So to love was to feel each other's heart. So this man either was hurting, or he just wanted them to come back to the job. Follow me? Anything like that? Or he's hurting with one of them, or he just wanted them to come back to the job. Right? So the next one is, he's scaling things out for a rosy summer. Right? Because he did something strategic. Follow me? And he did. He murdered these young teenagers. They no longer wanted to bow down to him because he treating them like an animal. Controlling, dominating. Okay, so the next one is this right here. They're going to go ahead and fight for their life and stop running. Only they could make this happen for themselves, God says. Just go ahead and change their life up and get away from this. So we have right here, what businesses it of you all's, right? So one of them needed more vitamin C, or this man, right? So maybe this man, whoever he is, and somebody else came and approached them or something. I don't know, and asked them their business. I don't know. They was anxious, and maybe the person was mellow, right? So we have that. This caught them off guard because somebody was cross-dressing. So the cross-dressing could simply mean a person actually cross-dressing, or they was in different kind of clothes they usually don't wear, or they was acting mean and they usually be nice. It was something about the person. You know what I'm saying? If somebody wear a uniform, they didn't have it on at the time. If it ain't that, somebody was acting mean and they usually be nice. If it's not that, they was actually cross-dressing. You know what that means. So let's just flow. So we have right here that no longer will they be silent. So they're going to do some talking out to this person, or to the law, to somebody, right? So well, it says right here that you just want me to follow. You want to lead and I just follow you. So he wanted them to just follow He said, don't force my hand. So we got the Big Apple. That's New York, right? So so they wasn't going to see their grandma, right? Was they going to see their mother, their grandma? It don't have to be that, right? So let me just, I'm trying to work the card a little bit. We want to go somewhere else. So they was going somewhere else. So this boss, this guy here was spending money on himself, right? Money that he was spending that really belonged to them, right? But we want to go somewhere else, the card says, right? So they wanted to go somewhere else because they supposed to be getting on a plane, so they was going to go somewhere else. So we got number 21, or number 12, number 1, or number 3. So we had this one right here, and this is, what is this? Shucks. Oh, in a full time. What's going to be in a full time? Yeah, in a full time. Something was happening in the fall, whatever it was, right? So we have right here, at nighttime there's making money. Some kind of way, or this man wanted them to make some money. So we got number 1 again. So we have that, I'm in it for myself. So they was in it for themselves where they decided they was going to do some traveling. And they was because they was going to go on an airplane, right? Maybe you're going to travel. That's what they say. But it say Minnesota, but they live wherever they live at, right? But we just going to say, it says, maybe you're going to travel. And then the other side saying, I'm in it for myself. So they was in it for themselves. They was going to travel and go where they was going to change up their life, right? It was imbalances and antics with whoever this man is, this culprit, right? So we have the next card is make sure that the person is an adult and don't just look like one because it could fool you twins. Because this man was very immature. He is starving for power. So he's somebody who he feel people believe him because it says right here, I don't know what his name is. This name say Elliot, but I don't know what his name is. But there's one, could they trust this man? And they couldn't, God says, right? So it was time for them to see that they can't trust this man because they was battling with him, right? So let's just flow with the next one, universe. So we have right here, pick me, I miss you. So he wanted them to pick him. He missed them because he wanted them to come back to a job. Follow me? Whoa. So we have right here that they felt the moisture and what this took from them, or he did, because he wanted them to come back to a job. So he put a chokehold on them in September, whatever kind of chokehold, stopped their money or stopped communication or whatever. Something happened or they quit or whatever. I just don't know. Something happened. Something paused for them. So we have right here that somebody got paid who was involved. Follow me? So they walked away, right, from this job or whatever it was they had back then with this person, or this man just walked away, right? He need to be a sensitive thinker always, or they needed to be, right? So I'm here for you. So they're going to get on a bus, plane, moped, or get on something some kind of way and go somewhere, or they was going somewhere to see somebody themselves, or this man was telling them to get on something to come his way. Follow me? So was he boss worthy? So it's coming up again. So he wanted love and treatment, and love and treatment would be that he wanted them to work for him, or he's flirting with one of them. So death, the death of anything that did not serve him. The end had to come to anything that did not serve him. A relationship of anything that kills his hopes and emotions, he's going to get rid of this man. But for the brothers, the twins, it means the same thing. So he had to put an end to this job they had. So that meant it killed their hopes and emotions. So they had to just go another direction, right, and get away from that because it wasn't good for them. So we have right here that this is a card. It's not ordinary. So we have right here seeing somebody die in front of you, suicide, or what is this? Oh, what you call it? Psychotic break. That's what this card means. It's not ordinary. Okay, so it was an issue. It was a carbon copy of what they went through before, some kind of way. So, so we have that. They weren't going to let their emotions stop them from going someplace, because they was planning on going somewhere. It was a meeting place. Yeah, I'm wearing these clothes. So, let's just see for a minute. I'm scared. You can call somebody now and do what God says. So, let me see something. I had to say them cards again. They walked away and somebody was bird watching. Go bird. So they was going, but somebody was watching like a bird. They was walking away. Or somebody walked away afterwards, right? So let's just see something. With this man right here, it might be a carbon copy of what he went through before, because he might have did something to somebody before who wanted to back out. It was a meeting place. So the meeting place is the mountain. I mean, that's where they was murdered, right? So I'm saying the meeting place is the mountain because that's where this happened. Or the meeting place was at the airport or wherever he ran into them at. It usually be where the crime happened. Yes, I'm wearing these clothes. So some kind of way they asked each other what color they was wearing or what they was wearing actually to go to the airport maybe. Or somebody wanted to know what kind of clothes they was wearing or was trying to tell them what kind of clothes to wear or anything like that. Let's see. So maybe they didn't show up for this job and the person decided this is a carbon copy. They didn't show up and he called himself going to look for them or whatever this is. So we have a lawsuit card. The lawsuit card can go with money, where money is owed to non-support or any kind of big money or actual lawsuit. Right, so let's just say the next one. I don't know if this man got kids or not. He might have actual kids himself that's their age. They might be friends of, if he had children their age or around their age, they might know his kids. If there's anything like that. He should not be looking at your friends. If he got kids some kind of way, he should not be looking at his kids' friends. Or children go to the same school that his child go to or anything like that, or in the same neighborhood. Let's just see something. So to gain was for him to lose what needed to go because he is following them. Follow me? So he felt like they had to go. And they were for him to gain. But for them to gain, they felt like they had to go themselves. And that means he had to dodge or go out of town or whatever to get away from. And able for them to gain. They couldn't gain there with this situation. You will be captured. You will pay for your crime. That sounds good to me. Or he might was thinking that about them, that they gonna pay for their crime, because he might have felt it was a crime because they didn't stand up to whatever he wanted. So here we have, he had hatred, and he put their candles out. It was gossip. They was entwined in. So we have right here number 10. So number 10. Okay, okay, we have right here that he had to find other ways to pleasure himself because God wanted them, the twins, the Lord's twins, to stay on their path. God said you must stay on your path, Lord's twins. Right? And that path was getting on that plane or whatever they're going to do and just keep going forward. Okay? So we have right here that he is blaming things on money problems, and he felt this would be the end of his money problems by having them. But then they might have thought that back then in September or whenever it was, or in the winter time back then, when they took this job with this man. So we have that. I don't know what that card, so these little cards. Okay, so we have right here, he is calling, maybe calling their phone about their work ethics, trying to get them to come to work or whatever, but they might didn't tell him they was quitting, so he probably was following them and watching them, and that's probably how he even knew what he was at in the first place, because they wasn't answering their phone maybe. They might didn't say right off that they was quitting. So it was joy bells for him while parking it, because some kind of way he caught up with them some kind of way. So he was like a common law, and it became like a monster. He became like a monster to them. Follow me? He was a monster. Okay? So they need to be the best kings they could be, because he wanted to talk playtime, that's romance or business. Okay? So he was dangerous because he was admiring the fruit, and they were the fruit. Get what I'm saying? He was admiring the fruit. But that's something that you shouldn't be part of, okay? Because he wanted financial gain, and they was an enabler for him to have financial gain, right? So he was in the devil energy. He wanted them to do something they did before, right? Like a Capricorn or negative, sinful, whatever it might have been. Okay, so I still don't see no court card for him, so I just got to go with certain things and just see how it turns out. Because skin color is different, but all blood is red, because this man need to see it in the world of his mind. He seem to think that he God's gift or whatever he must think like. He need to instill some tenderness, no more wanting things down. Okay, so I don't see my court cards or jail cards right now, so I'm gonna end it because it's really getting late. It's getting late, so I'm gonna end it. So I'll take 20 more and that's it. And I got to end it because I'm doing this at night and it's getting a little late. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I wish I want some candy. Some sweet. Let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we need 10 more of these, and that's going to be it. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, bear with me. Okay, that's it, because it's late. I'm ready to end it. So let's just put these down. Thank you in advance for the twins. I don't really know if I see the jail card again. So they was coping with a defeat or failing. But this man was his culprit because he got to reveal that he was wrong. You are wrong, God says. Because he considered an ex a boss. God said he needed to stay in the past and they needed to drop their burdens, and it would be this man. Okay? Because it says right here that they was worried about getting there in time. So maybe getting on an airplane or anything like that, the airport. Because they're calming their pain while walking up that line. So we got a younger brother that's a psycho that might be hooked to this man that we talking about that tortured the twins. Follow me? He saw that they was crying out. So we have right here that this man might be old enough to be their uncle, but he didn't like them at one point because they weren't giving in. Right? Or that could just be somebody else that's connected to that man that just never liked them, and probably he didn't like them because of their race. Right? So do you know the facts? Did they know all the facts? And did it matter? Or do the law or the community know all the facts, and do it matter? Do they want to know what happened to the twins? Or they just want to take that sour excuse sitting there talking about that I paused for a minute because it seemed like I saw something. Let's see. Okay. If they wanted to be non-religious, would they? So they was gathering up everything to get started and be sincere about it because they was leaving. Okay, so can we do it now? They was going to be leaving, going out of town, right? But this man, he approached them some kind of way and wanted them to do whatever it was he wanted them to do. But God said it was going to cost them if they go and do what this man wanted done, right? But it was going to cost them if they left town too, right? So you're in my dream. So he's thinking about them and calling them or things like that, maybe to come to work, right? But this could have been their family members at that time, right? Thinking about them, wondering where they was, if they was missing or whatever, right? So this man blaming things on being adopted. That's what made him be a monster. He was trained. Or he is an adoption pride, or his mother ain't love him right, or something, anything like that. Or he was trained some kind of way, whatever job he got that made him mean or whatever. So he had plenty of ideas for his fortune. He was planning on getting money from them. So we have right here that they angels, they peeping through the peephole, they coming in the storyline right there. That's their card. Because this man, whoever he is, was going to see black for what it is. They were black, and he's going to see it for what it is. And he didn't like black. The next side say he was energy seeking, right? He saw for what it is, something that he don't like, right? Okay? Because he had his mind on a professional vision, right? He had plans, right? But they had plans too to kind of go on with their own life because conscious living. So we had the next card is that he told them something, but God told them don't fall for the okie doke. It say need shoes, but whatever he said, God says that don't fall for that. It don't matter what he said you need. That wasn't their concern. They need to keep going forward. So they said no way or no to what or whatever it is, and something went to the extreme, right? They didn't know the cause of his anger. And the cause was they kept saying no when he didn't want to hear that. So we got number 46, 45, 58, or whatever could part of anything from a license, door number, court date, child's birthday, part of a social, part of a phone number, could be part of anything. Because they wanted, the culprit wanted the twins to desire him. That means come back to work. Or he was flirting with one of them. But God told them don't waste your time. And they didn't, I feel. So I don't see no court cards for this man. I don't see no court cards or no jail cards so far. And it might be because none of it is happening yet. Maybe I will have to do it in 2 months and see what it say then. If any change happened, but right now I don't see it. Not the actual cards I was trying to get out. So we're gonna leave it at that. We're gonna leave it at that and just see how things go as time goes on. Because God don't like ugly. And if you think you look good, sir, God call you ugly. You ugly, very ugly. To sit there and take these children's lives away because they were children. I don't care what the law say, they children. Teen mean you a child. Okay? They couldn't even buy a drink from the store. I mean, from the bar. How you want to say they were running? They were teenagers. And you just took full advantage. You should be ashamed of yourself. You won't want nobody to do that to your child. The brave people like that, they don't want nothing to happen to their children, but they want to do something to other people's children. And they think that's fair. That's not fair. That's not right. They have family who love them. They love themselves. They love their life. And you treated their life like it was some bug on the floor. So, if I do it like in 2 months or something like that, then I'll see what happened after that. But God ain't forgot what you did in every player in this situation. And God wants justice for these twins, because God gave them life and you had no right to take it away. Okay, this is Debraas Love 1 here to room 9 here on YouTube. Peace to the family.